How could he flatter Master like that? Little Yuan could not help laughing, but when she saw her master's solemn look, she quickly lowered her voice. Then, fearing that he would scold her, she turned around and covered her mouth. Hai looked embarrassed and confused. He could not understand what was so funny about such a serious topic. You can just ignore her and continue, Zhou said calmly. Hai did not know how to keep his sobbing voice after he was interrupted by little Yuan, so he said in his normal voice, "This lakeside gang is indeed a non-existent gang. 2 days before they kidnapped the CI family, they were surveying Anyang with about 30 people. How did you know that? Since they faked a gang, that meant they did not want others to know them. So how did the Morong family know what they did?" That gave Hai a pause, and an embarrassed look crept up his face. "Tell me." "Actually, some of them are from my family." "You are so shameless," Liu Yuan said angrily. Zhou lifted a hand and said, "Good, you have answered well. Please have mercy, old mister. I promise you that I will no longer be against the CI family from now on," said Hai while bowing. Zhou slowly turned his back on him. "Last question, can you track down the hostages?" Hai's expression changed when he heard that. He really wants to provoke this group of people. This? Well, yes, I can. Hai bowed his head and answered honestly. A cultivation seal was a crude tracking method which greater cultivators would not use. Since the Lakeside gang was backed by some so-called formidable cultivators, they would not be so ignorant as to neglect such a little trick. In other words, the information was leaked on purpose. When the mounted brigands kidnapped the CI family, all they wanted was money. But what did the Lakeside gang want? "We should go back now," said Zhou. "Let me help you, Grandpa." Little Yuan hopped next to him. After taking 2 steps, Zhou stopped and pointed at Hai. "Bring him with us, and don't forget about the Imperial token." Hai was struck dumb. He wanted to kneel and beg for mercy, but Zhou turned away from him, shattering his hope. Weak as he was, he did not dare to fight back, so he just followed timidly, walking dejectedly beside Wang Fugui. "Grandpa, I found the Imperial token." "Put away." "This is a beautiful dragon carving." Liu Yuan turned the token over and over in her hand. Zhou smiled. "It is a unique dragon carving of the Imperial token, the only symbol that distinguishes a real one from a fake one. Put it away now, lest it attracts unwanted attention." Plop. Hai collapsed to the ground, his legs weak, his forehead covered with sweat, and his hands shaking. Little Yuan looked back over her shoulder and asked in confusion, "What's wrong with you? That token is a real one." "Of course it is." Liu Yuan shoved the token into her pocket and trotted toward Zhou, and then she heard Wang Fugui's voice ringing out from behind her. "Get up, Hai. You are sitting in a puddle of piss." Halfway down the street, Zhou suddenly stopped and said, "Yuan, send a letter to your senior brothers. Tell them to keep an eye out for unidentified cultivators approaching Golden Court Mountain." "Yes, master." Little Yuan nodded. "Tomorrow morning, I'll bring Hai to rescue your family." "Thank you, Grandpa." By the time they returned to the CI family's residence, the night had fallen. As usual, Zhou opened the system interface and looked at the merit points he had. Lucky draw. Ding. This lucky draw costs 50 merit points. You have received 3 reversal cards. Are reversal cards so cheap? Zhou had a sudden feeling that he had been ripped off by the system. When he purchased them from the shopping mall, a reversal card had cost him 500 merit points. But now he got 3 with just 50 merit points. If this were not a rip-off, what was it? Lucky draw. Ding. This lucky draw costs 50 merit points. You have received 5 critical block cards. Lucky draw. Ding. This lucky draw costs 50 merit points. Thank you for trying. You have received 1 luck point. Lucky draw. Ding. This lucky draw costs 50 merit points. Thank you for trying. You have received 1 luck point. Zhou shook his head. This game is too addictive. I just can't stop. No, I have to control myself. I have to stop now. If he tried 10 times and failed to win even a reversal card, Then he was losing. Use them. He used the 3 reversal cards. After that, he looked at the system interface and saw that his remaining life had increased to 5,507 days. Oh, 3 cards have given me 1,000 days of life. Zhou remembered that the first reversal card had given him 310 days, and the later ones around 300 days. He was surprised that each of these 3 cards had given him 333 days. Interesting, he felt that his body function had strengthened a lot. Although his cultivation base was still weak, at least his flesh had grown stronger. He also felt that his vision had improved significantly, for the light sprinkled to the windows in his eyes and moved like ripples on the surface of the ocean. Ugh! He rubbed his eyes, and everything suddenly returned to normal. What was that? Could it be the so-called extraordinary power of the heaven writing? If so, how can I use it? The system had said the method to cultivate the heaven writing is unlike that of the other cultivation techniques, which means all the existing experience and insight are useless. I guess I'll have to find my own way. And thus, he opened up the heaven writings interface and continued studying it. The next morning, Zhou, Liu Yuan, Moronghai, and Wang Fugue gathered in the courtyard. Grandpa, you're getting younger again. Garrulous. That seemed to be the only flattering words the little girl knew. 5 clasping his hands behind his back, Zhou said, "Lead the way, Moronghai." Moronghai nodded and performed an incantation gesture. Streams of weak energy swirled around his arms before spreading out and disappearing into the void, about 10 miles to the north. Only 10 miles away from here, it was plain that the group of cultivators did not fear that someone might come to rescue the hostages. If this is related to those villainous disciples, it may be not appropriate to let Yuan go. Should we wait for a little longer? What are you thinking about, Grandpa? Nothing. Let's go. All right. Wang Fugue was not a cultivator, so he was left behind to wait in the residence, 10 miles to the north of Anyang, at a place called Blue Sun Mountain. This should be it, Moronghai said while pointing at the mountain ahead of them. The 3 of them looked up from the foot of the mountain. This is the Blue Sun Mountain. The seal has led us here, so the cultivators of the lakeside gang should be hiding in the mountain. Zhou stroked his beard and said, Yuan, it's time to rescue your family. I understand. A sly smile brushed the little girl's lips as she walked toward the mountain 1 step at a time. At such a young age, she has opened all 8 meridians of the Brahma Sea realm. She's really a rare genius. Moronghai was still shocked by her cultivation base. Right then, strange cultivators rushed out of the woods and flew up, hovering orderly in the air on swords, as if they had been waiting here for a long time. Swoosh, swoosh. In the blink of an eye, dozens of cultivators appeared in front of them. We've been waiting for you for a long time. The dozens of cultivators looked down at them from midair. Seeing that the situation was unfavorable, Moronghai took a step back. His eyes grew as wide as that of a cow when he stammered, "Oh, well, old mister, that they are all 8 meridians Brahma Sea experts. I've told you this is a trap. Look what you have brought me into now." "I know." Zhou nodded. "Ugh." Moronghai felt like crying. "We are about to die, and that's all you can say?" You know, Moronghai's family ran businesses of the common people. Although he was a fish in water in the business world, he was just an ant in the face of these cultivators. They were from 2 completely different worlds. What else could he do but be afraid? Yes, he had opened 5 apertures of the mystic enlightening realm, but with such a cultivation base, he did not even have the qualification to stand in front of Brahma Sea experts. "Old mister, I think we should run away now," he suggested. He knew little Yuan was an 8 meridians Brahma Sea expert, so if she could hold back these cultivators for a while, they might have a chance to escape. However, Zhou's expression was calm, as if he had not heard Moronghai's words and was focusing all his attention on the field. Crazy, he must be crazy. Meanwhile, Liu Yuan showed no fear at all either. Instead, she looked up at the cultivators and rested one hand on her hip while pointing at them with the other and counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is she counting? The group of cultivators frowned at her. The leader of the group said in an angry voice, We never kill nameless people. Tell us your name. 12 Brahma seed cultivators. Liu Yuan said smilingly after she had finished counting. The leader paused for a moment, as if he could not believe that he was ignored by a little girl. Right then, a cultivator beside him whispered to him, "That senior asks us to kill whoever comes to rescue the hostages." While nodding, the leader said, "We are paid to solve problems. It's rare for you to achieve such a strong cultivation base at this young age, but too bad you got yourself involved with the CI family." The 11 cultivators behind him moved forward, surrounding little Yuan in the blink of an eye. "Who paid you to do this?" Zhou's husky voice rang out. "Who are you, old man?" The leader glanced at Zhou and Manhwa. When he saw that one of them was in the sense condensing realm, while the other was in the mystic enlightening realm, he shook his head. Zhou shook his head as well. He realized that reasons and rules in this world were determined by those who had a bigger fist in the end. "Yuan." He gestured at little Yuan. The girl gave him a knowing smile as she spread her arms and lightly kicked the ground, leaving a pit behind as she leaped into the air. "Ah!" Manhwa was completely struck dumb, and he perfectly demonstrated the look of someone who had never seen the world. Meanwhile, the 12 Brahma seed cultivators were taken aback by little Yuan's aura. "Kill her." As soon as the leader gave the order, little Yuan's laughter rang through the mountain. Then she disappeared from where she stood. The 7 stars cloud treading steps. It was the most essential part of the movement technique given to her by Ji Tiandao, which allowed her to tread in the air, moving as stealthily as a shadow and as fast as a bolt of lightning. For a moment, she was everywhere in the sky, dazzling the eyes of all the cultivators. Bam! 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 One Brahma seed cultivator after another was kicked down from the air, and instead of falling, they were forcefully thrown to the ground. Bam! 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 Manhwa was dumbfounded, and he thought, is an 8 meridians Brahma seed cultivator really so strong? Ding! An evil man is killed. You are rewarded with 10 merit points. Ding! An evil man is killed. You are rewarded with 10 merit points. In just the span of a few breaths, little Yuan had kicked 11 cultivators to the ground. Each of them was thrown into the earth with his head cracked, his face covered in blood, and his life lost. By now, the last cultivator stared at her with a blank face, as if he were so scared that he had lost his ability to think. Little Yuan appeared in front of him. She looked so calm that it seemed those dead men beneath had nothing to do with her. Waving her hand, she said, "Do you need my help?" No. I can go down by myself." Plop. The leader retracted his energy and allowed himself to fall freely to the ground. It could at least save his life, or so he thought. As soon as he landed, the pungent smell of blood stung his nostrils and nerves like a sharp blade. Who am I? Where am I? What am I doing here? For a moment, he forgot everything, but then he remembered that he had accepted a lucrative task, which was to kidnap the whole CI family and kill whoever came to rescue them. Manhwa finally came to his senses. He swallowed and felt as if he were dreaming. Zhou walked up slowly and said, "You've done a good job." Grandpa finally praised me. Little Yuan had purposely spared one man and killed the rest, which surprised Zhou. He rested his eyes on the survivor and said coldly, "Who is the mastermind?" The man looked up with difficulty at the old man in front of him and said, "I don't know." "Where are the hostages?" "Someone had taken them away." "Who?" I don't know." "Have you seen his face?" "No." It seemed that no answers could be dug out of his mouth. Little Yuan was furious at his replies, while Zhou also slightly furrowed his brow, staring at the leader, who lay on his hands and knees, holding his breath and clutching the ground with his shaking fingers. "Kill him," said Zhou in a faint voice. "What? Aren't you going to ask me a few more questions?" "Hold on. I'll tell you everything. Don't kill me." Zhou no longer looked at him, but clasped his hands and walked toward the mountain. Little Yuan chuckled and said, "Why didn't you tell us just now?" It was not that the leader did not want to tell them. He was a Brahma seed expert after all, and he was unhurt, so he felt ashamed to disclose everything after just being casually questioned. The whole CI family is on Blue Sun Mountain, but their family head has been taken away by my employer. I really don't know the identity of my employer. The leader hurriedly told them the key important information, but Zhou did not turn back. He was thinking about how he could find the group of cunning disciples. He had only 2 peak form experience cards left, so he could not use them to search for his disciples. Liu Yuaner said, "You are amazing, Grandpa. He told me everything after you scared him." Zhou shook his head and said, "I didn't scare him. Grandpa, this place is indeed a trap. The mastermind had purposely left behind a message. If he didn't tell us, others would. So what's the point of sparing his life? If there were any value to the man, that would be providing Zhou some merit points." Upon hearing that, the leader slumped to the ground and his face turned deathly pale. At the derived moon palace, dozens of female cultivators skimmed over the mountains and landed one after another. It was a cultivating ground that looked like a wonderland, and the female cultivators were akin to fairies living in here. Who would have thought that this was a derived moon palace, the dwelling place of Yi Qianxin, who killed people without batting an eye and bore the title of Jade-Faced Shura? "Master, we've received a letter. An old man and a young girl are approaching the CI family's residence." Yi Qianxin and Zhao Yu stood up at the same time when they heard that. Have their identities been confirmed? They look somewhat similar to portraits, but our people did not dare to confirm their identities. Similar? Yi Qianxin laughed and said, "With that old man's temper, he would never disguise himself. As far as I know, third senior brother has been injured, and the righteous sect has sent experts to Golden Court Mountain. Also, after the death of Luo Changfeng, the sect leader of the Heavenly Sword sect, there has been no one to succeed him. Their former sect leader, Luo Xingkong, is constantly looking for an opportunity to avenge his son. Fourth senior brother alone can never stop a nascent divinity tribulation expert." Zhao Yu knew what she was trying to tell her. This was the best timing to exhaust Ji Tiandao's trump cards. What if these two aren't impersonators? Yi Qianxin chuckled. Then the old thing would fall right into our trap.